Hey everyone, welcome to Halloween, actual Halloween, the third video in my series this month of October. Now, I originally was going to make 4 videos, but last week was crazy with the Animal Crossing Direct, so I skipped it. I needed a break. But this video, I have never been more RetroDeath than today's video, because today I want to talk about some of my favorite retro deaths. In my first Halloween video, I played the original Luigi's Mansion arcade machine, which I really wanted to play for quite a while already. Then, in my second video, I talked about 10 of the scariest games you could play this month. The third video was going to be a gameplay related video, and that one's been scrapped. I'll save it for next year because I just didn't have the time. But this video, I've been excited for it. The actual Halloween video. In today's video, I'll be talking about my favorite video game deaths. Retro deaths. Because, there's been a lot of famous deaths. We have the fatalities of Mortal Kombat, which are built around deaths. You got the Lemming games, which, quite frankly, are built around deaths too. You have infamous deaths like the Dark Souls deaths. You got Helix, which is just absurd. There's a ton of deaths, but for this video, I wanted to keep it, retro, because I want to talk more about retro video games, because it's one of my biggest passions, and I just don't talk about it enough. And you'd be surprised with how horrific some of these retro deaths truly are. And I do not want to mention cinematic deaths. Last of Us torture porn, or things that are built around deaths, like fatalities like Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct, and video games that use this kind of stuff. I just want to talk about normal video games where you die, and it's kind of crazy when you die. These are not in any particular order, but I am saving the top spot for one of the most brutal ones, in my opinion. The first video game death I want to talk about is Digger T-Rock. Digger T-Rock is a NES game where it's kind of like Spelunky. You're exploring caves. And I only acquired this a few years ago, and when I played it, I didn't know what to do really, and then I died. And when I died, it happened a bit fast, but there was no doubt that this video game death has your character fall or be attacked, and he's laying there, and you gradually see him decompose over the years. It's done in like 2 seconds. But that's what it is. Your character is actually decomposing in phases, forgotten in an ancient temple. Now, I'm sorry, but that's pretty brutal if you ask me. The next one is Solstice. I love Solstice. I never played Equinox, the sequel, spiritual successor, on the Super Nintendo. And currently I'm playing Lumos on the Switch, which is technically also a spiritual successor. I mean, people like to say spiritual successors, but it's basically a game with the exact same mechanics, with the exact same isometric view. But the original Solstice, when your character dies, you're a wizard, isometric, puzzling, platforming a little bit as well. And when you die, because you're a wizard, you just kind of vanish and your head falls on the ground. But your character has the most horrific screams possible on the original NES. Third one, this is the least retro, and technically it's very retro, but at the same time it's also actually retro in time, because holy crap, this game is 20 years old. It's almost 20 years old. The original Metroid Prime 1 on the GameCube. The first time I saw this death scream, it was horrifying. Now, I already liked Metroid Prime 1. I consider it one of the top 3 greatest games ever made. It's amazing, this game. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's scary. You're alone in space. You're uncovering this mystery. There's a lot of exploration and stuff. It's very atmospheric with the areas. But when you die, Samus lets out this ridiculous scream, and the scream just like goes into like lockout mode, like when your TV shuts down, the way she just shuts down the suit and everything. It's amazing, it's beautiful, and it's terrifying. And the first time I saw that, it scared the crap out of me. The fourth one I want to talk about, it's ridiculously iconic. It's technically not scary. It's like Mario and Zelda. It's just iconic. But I have always seen this as a horrible death. Because when you play Pac-Man, you're cute, you're a ball, you're going through a maze, but when you die, as a kid and still today, I always saw this as Pac-Man is being turned inside out. And it's brutal. And I always saw this as that. And when every time I see this death on some level, it kinda like makes me a bit nauseous, because it's just fucked up. And one of the most brutal, horrifying, terrifying, scary, messed up deaths in retro history, the worst retro death, Trog. Trog is a NES game where you're playing with these dinosaurs and you're trying to escape from these cavemen. It's kind of maze build. It has like Adventures of Lolo vibes, Bomberman vibes. It's very old school NES. But when you get caught and you die, these cavemen will take out utensils and eat you up. They will eat you alive, and little by little, it's not like a quick thing either. Little by little, you see the meat disappear from your bones as you're being eaten alive by your enemies. And it's cruel, it's brutal. And people can say, oh, it's pixels, whatever. But as kids, you didn't think of it as pixels. You didn't feel like, oh, this has like 8 bits Mega Drive Hertz chips. Nah, you're a dinosaur and this bitch is eating you alive with utensils. It's horrifying. It's terrifying. And it's without a doubt one of the most awful deaths I feel in retro gaming. There you go. 5 retro deaths. Come on, could this video be more me? And that's what I mean. I want to talk more retro games. I want to play more retro games. I want to talk about more random topics. And this was just perfect for this, because I've been wanting to talk about my favorite retro deaths for a while. And what better night to celebrate it than Halloween itself. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this season. Watch some scary movies. Play some scary games. Click the link at the end to find out some scary games you could play that you probably hadn't even thought of yet. There's truly amazing horror games. But even in games that are not built on horror, there is true horror in those games. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. It might be a little to you. It might be a lot to me. It truly helps me out when you subscribe, when you share these videos with people you think might enjoy them, when you like them. It's the only thing that can get me out of the subscriber hellhole YouTube threw me in. For the last 5 years, I've been going up 2, up 3, down 2, up 4, down 5. I keep being stuck in the middle, and I really need you guys to help me out. And I feel slowly it's been working, and I just couldn't do this without your support, breaking 3 and finally have my channel grow more. There's going to be a lot more video game content in the future. There's going to be trailer reactions, top 10s, random gameplay, random topics. It's going to be all gaming, and I really look forward to the future of this channel. And I hope you do too. And thank you for watching. Stay real.